There's something else that happens in grief that nobody else talks about. And this is part two to your grieving brain. So if you haven't listened to part one, go back and listen to it. There's something else that happens in grief that nobody talks about. You drop into a memory of your person. You're just sitting around and you just staring off into space and you're remembering that day where you guys bought the popcorn together and that you were sitting at the fair eating the popcorn. You drop into that memory and your whole body jolts like it's been shocked. It's because your heart jumps, your breathing speeds up, your stomach does a flip, and then you remember all over again that they died. You were in the memory, you were living in the memory, and you completely forgot that they are no longer here. It feels like the loss has hit you twice in the same moment. Let me walk you through this. Let's look inside of this and see what is actually happening to your body, to your soul, to your spirit when this happens. It's not weakness, it's grief. This is not you not accepting it. This is neurobiological and it is running the show. It's absolutely running the show. You drop into your memory. That memory could come from a smell. That memory could come from a song. It could come from a place. It could come from a random moment. Something pulls you right into the memory of your person. And my friends, when I tell you that we go into memories over and over and over again right after our person dies, we go into memories right over and over and over again right after after our person dies. We relive those memories because your brain is taking you there. One of the reasons that your brain is taking you there because you're looking and reviewing your person. You're looking for everything that you wish was better, everything you wish was different, everything you wish was more, everything you didn't get a chance to say. Your brain is literally searching for all of the areas that you are incomplete with your person, incomplete, emotionally incomplete with your person. Okay, this is the memory library. The hippocampus is the memory library. It pulls the scene back like it is happening right now. It pulls the scene back. Look, when I tell you that as a griever, I'm going to get my examples out. When I tell you as a griever that your brain starts searching through all of these little pieces of papers as memories, if you're seeing me on the screen, it shows you all the different memories. And you look into the memories and your brain is reviewing each and every memory. So your brain, the hippocampus, goes through all of these memories and then it pulls one out and it plays it like a little movie in front of your face. And you literally, and that's why when we see grievers and they're staring off into space and there's no expression on their face, in a griever's face, it's that their brain is in that memory. You will go over hundreds of thousands of memories after your person dies. So you pull that one out and you just start looking at it. Oh, there she is. Oh, yeah, we bought the popcorn. We were sitting on the fence. We're sitting near the fence. We were laughing. Oh, wow. I remember that day. That's your memory library that just pulled it up. The amygdala alarm goes off. As you're sitting in the memory and you're thinking about the memory, the amygdala alarm goes off. This is your emotional alarm. It tags the memory as dangerous because it carries pain. Right there, we started to fight. We started to fight about how much popcorn she was taking. It was a silly fight. Why was she yelling so loud? Why was she so mad? It was a silly fight. It goes from a really nice memory to a painful memory. The brain does not care that the memory came from the past. Let me say that again. The brain does not care that the memory came from the past. The brain cares that there is hurt and pain in this memory right now. The brain cares that there is hurt and pain that you are carrying with this memory right now. That's why the memory feels so alive. Your brain is replaying the emotional charge, not just the picture. And once it does that, and once that emotion drops down into your heart, you jump. And guess what the brain does? It quietly puts that memory right back. It puts it right back. What memory pulls your body into a sudden drop? What memory pulls your body into a sudden drop? And for a lot of people, we keep replaying the same memory over and over and over and over again. And that's where grievers will tell me, I'm stuck in the last day. I'm stuck in the last day. Because it's just replaying that memory over and over and over again. Your brain thinks that danger is happening. Because as I said in the other video, your brain does not know the difference between fear and grief. It just puts them all in the drawer marked danger. Before you even start understanding what is happening, the amygdala fires a danger signal. That signal hits the survival system, and it hits it fast. Your body reacts before your mind can even think. Your heart starts racing really fast. Your breathing gets faster. Your chest starts to tighten. Your muscles brace. This is not overreacting. This is happening so fast you don't even realize it's happening. This is your body trying to protect you from emotional energy. This is your body trying to protect you from emotional injury. And then you feel the jolt because your brain moves you from the memory to the threat in a split second. It sees you in the memory and sees all the things coming. It realizes all the things coming and it marks it as danger. And the one way that the brain can get you out of that is to jolt you out of it. And so we jump. The brain is literally doing its job to protect you. You feel the jolt because your brain moves you from the memory to the threat in a split second. It moves you from it. And moves you from that memory out of what it perceives as a threat in a split second. What is your body doing when a memory hits? Hear me out. These jolts that I see, I'm not seeing them with everybody, but I am seeing them with enough grievers to tell me sometimes maybe your brain doesn't jolt. Maybe you just break into a cry, which I'm okay with too. Maybe you just break into a cry to process those emotions. These emotions are the ones that come from the memories that hold the grief. Your thinking brain goes offline. The prefrontal cortex is the part of the brain that helps you stay calm, lets you know what's real. During grief, it slows down. That's why we keep saying brain fog and numb. It cannot step in fast enough to say, it's okay. Don't forget. I know you got the memory, but you're safe. It can't get in there fast enough because it's been slowed down so that the other parts of the brain can step up and do the parts that they're supposed to be. So you get yanked out of the memory like someone pulled you through a trap door. You feel startled. You feel confused. Your thoughts scatter. This is not you losing control. This is your brain switching systems. It's switching systems too fast for your body to keep up. We want to stay down here in the memory. We want to stay in the memory and remember everything. But it's going so fast. And then when it changes, it has to do with the emotion. When it changes so fast, it's coming from the emotion and the brain doing the thing that it's supposed to do. You're not losing control. Your brain is simply switching you too fast for your body to keep up. It feels like it's a problem. It feels terrible. It really does. Because the most terrible thing has already happened to you. And sitting inside those memories are painful. They hurt. And that's why we have to learn about grief. We have to understand what is happening to our body. Why the grief school? That's why. So you can learn and understand what is happening inside your brain, your mind, your spirit, and your soul. What's happening to you? I want to teach you about grief so you can learn what to do with the grief. I teach you about grief so you can learn what to do with this grief. I'm not just here saying, hey, that's grief. We all know that. You already know that. You don't need me coming up here saying that. You already know it. My job is to say, that's grief. This reaction is normal. And here's what you do with it. Here's what you do with it to get a shift. Here's what you do with it so that you can calm the body down. Here's what you do with it so you can calm the brain down. Because if you don't calm that body down and you don't calm that brain down, I promise you, you're going to be like this for a while. Then the second wave hits. Once your thinking brain catches up, you remember the truth. See, all of that memory, while you were in all that memory, you were really in the memory. The part that you've forgotten is the truth. It's the truth. They died. They really died. This is called reconciliation shock. It's your brain trying to reprocess the loss again because the emotional part of the memory is still raw. The emotional part of the memory is still raw. It is your brain trying to reprocess the loss again. And it feels like your stomach dropped. It feels like a punch in the chest. Some of us can have heat on our face. Some of us can have a rush of fear, a crash of sadness where we start uncontrollably crying. Friends, this is what's happening to you. This is what you're feeling. This is what we need to learn about. This moment breaks people because it feels like they're reliving the loss over and over and over again. Remember when I said it keeps pulling that one memory out, out, out? Your brain is trying to integrate it. What does the second wave feel like to you when you're in a memory and then all of a sudden you go to the memory of the loss? What does that feel like to you? Your nervous system rides the entire storm. So, the entire time that you are going through these memories and thinking and feeling the emotion, your nervous system is riding it out for you, trying to protect you from this pain. The memory pulls you in. The memory pulls you in. The amygdala fires. The memory pulls you in. The amygdala fires. The heart starts to race. The breath speeds up. The memory clears. The reality hits. The system crashes. You move between two survival systems. The sympathetic system, it's speeding up. It has fear and it gives you the alert. The sympathetic system. I don't know why I have such a hard time with that word. The sympathetic system. The parasympathetic system. I have such a hard time with that word. I must have a brain block in there. Crying, shaking, chest pain, exhaustion. Your brain is trying to move through the experience. Your brain is trying to move you through the experience, but doesn't have the tools to do it yet. I'm going to repeat all of that. You move between two survival systems. The sympathetic system, speeding up, fear and alert, and the parasympathetic system, crying, shaking, chest pain, exhaustion. Your brain is trying to move through this experience, but it doesn't have the tools yet. This is your grief biology at work. This is not failure. What you're experiencing is very common for grievers. It shows up when your pain is unprocessed, when you haven't learned how to process the pain of grief. It shows up when your memories carry unresolved emotion, any unresolved communication of an emotional nature, any unresolved emotional experience, any unresolved things you still need to say. The nervous system is still stuck in high alert. The brain has learned how to soften the grief. It hasn't learned it yet. It hasn't learned how to slow it down, how to process it. This reaction is not permanent. It is not permanent. And when you learn how to process the grief pain, these jolts soften or go away. The brain stops firing danger every time you touch the past. It starts to fire this danger. But once you learn how to process it, the brain will stop firing the danger. The system learns that this hurts, but it is safe. When you learn how to process the pain at the grief school, you'll learn that this hurts, but it's safe. You'll understand what these fear drops feel like and why they are there. That when the memories start coming, they will also stop attacking you when you learn how to process them. You will learn why the nervous system is doing this and allow the nervous system to do what it needs to protect you without feeling like you're losing your mind. And this, my friends, is one of the main reasons that I created Processing the Pain of Grief. Processing the Pain of Grief is a class that came about after Donovan died, when I completely saw Erica grieve in a different way. You are not going to calm your brain by waiting. You calm it by processing the pain that is keeping your system on high alert. Inside Processing the Pain of Grief, you're going to get a lecture hall. Hey, it's where I come and I teach. This way, you can just watch this at your own pace. You can watch it live or you can watch it later. Why? Because sometimes when I start talking and I start teaching, it's too much right then and there. Sometimes you want it at 3 o'clock in the morning because you're up and you can't sleep. And you want to see something that has to do with grief. So you have this lecture hall that you can go to. Every Thursday, we go into the classroom and we go over the lessons. Look, I don't need to sell you on the program. The program is the program and the program works. I promise you the program works. Gives you a place to talk about your grief. Grievers need to talk. Why? Because they've never heard themselves say the things out loud and truly feel heard. They've never heard them say the things out loud and truly feel heard. Feel listened to, heard, and understood. That's why Processing the Pain of Grief. And then I talk about these memories. What do you do with these memories? This is a complete program that helps your brain settle down. It helps your brain settle down because you start understanding. If you want these memory jolts to soften, if you want to get rid of this pain that is in your heart, if you want your brain to stop jolting into the fear, Processing the Pain of Grief is the place for you. Listen to me for a second. I know you're not looking for another program. You're looking for a way to breathe again. You want the pressure on your chest to ease up. You want the thoughts to stop running circles around you. You want the fog to lift so you can make it through a day without feeling like you're dragging your whole life behind you. That's the transformation that we're going to get. That's the transformation that we're going to do in Processing the Pain of Grief. Not perfection, not pretending, just real life lessons. Just real relief in a body and heart that has been carrying this for way too long. When you learn how to process this pain of grief, everything in your system starts to settle. Your mind gets quieter. Your body softens. Your emotions stop feeling like landmines. You begin to feel safe inside yourself again. You still miss your person, but the pain stops being the loudest voice in the room. The pain stops being the loudest voice in the room. You feel the shift once you learn how to do the work. That's where healing begins. This is where the healing begins in processing the pain of grief. You deserve this. Your heart deserves it. Your person deserves it. Your life deserves it. Healing starts here. It starts here and it starts now. Friends, I just want you to know that I see you. I know that you're grieving. I know that you're in pain. And I know that this hurts. Click the link below and come and join us inside of Processing the Pain of Grief. I'll see you there. I'm ready, willing, and able to be there with you. You coming? You coming, girl?